Good morning, day 14, Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. It's almost 7 o'clock in the morning. We've got camp packed up. This was a nice little spot. Thank you, Far Out. It was at least 10 degrees warmer last night, which was nice. And no frozen rain on the rain fly this morning, so it's actually a lighter tent today, which is also nice. We're gonna hit our last hut of this trip, Carter Notch. Awesome. I think the only hut we didn't get on the AT is Greenfield or Greenleaf. I always forget what it's called, the one off Franconia Ridge. And I think we visited all the rest that were open. Lake of the Clouds and Madison were both closed, and we got all the rest, so very cool. Morale's high after having an open Highland Center, getting propane, getting I'm still thinking about that bagel sandwich. It was so good. I guess I just never realized they even did food there. I mean, yeah, crazy. Anyway, finishing up a little bit of coffee I have left. Gonna put some tunes on and keep climbing up the Wildcats. The last time I did the Wildcat Carter Range was back during my Diartissima in May, June, and by this point in the trip, it just rained on me constantly. So it's nice, even though it's overcast and cloudy and we might get a little rain, it's not going to be anywhere near as bad, I think, as a few months ago. So that's great. That's the update. Day 14. We'll see you on the trail. Okay, we made it to another ledge. Everything's in the clouds today. All right, day 14. We're taking our first pack break. Gonna have a little Cliff Bar. The tricky thing today has been the layering situation. So I just started off with my t-shirt and the Capilene wool and doing mostly climbing. You know, it's up and down, but mostly climbing, so definitely sweaty. But there's a little bit of a cold drizzle and there's a slight chill when the wind comes through, so I just resigning myself to the fact that I'm going to be really sweaty at the end of the day, and just have to let my layers dry off, hopefully from mostly sweat, not from rain, but we'll see. I don't think there's supposed to be a lot of rain, but it's like 39 degrees right now. It's yeah, it's one of those days up in the mountains, so we're going to keep moving shortly. All right, we just hit the top of Wildcat E. We got a bunch more Wildcats to go. Let's go. Whatever. All right, so I remember from a few months ago, these boards on Wildcat Ridge can be some of the greasiest boards in all the land. So extra care, much more dangerous than down climbing a boulder. All right, so we're just at about 2 hours of hiking. You saw there were no views on Wildcat D. We're making our way to Wildcat C and tinkering with the layering. I think that's what it's going to be like all day today. We're kind of sheltered pretty good now, so rain shells off so I don't get too sweaty, and we're going to keep climbing up the C. It's been a very quiet forest on the ridge this morning. Haven't talked to anyone. Saw one employee at the top of the gondola, but that's it. Will we see anyone today? I'm sure we'll bump into a few people at the hut, hopefully. Check in a bit. This is kind of what it's been like for hours. All right, we're on the top of Wildcat B. B as in boy, about 4,300 feet. We got one more to go. Let's get it. All right, we made it to Wildcat A. No views today. Now, down to the hut. All right, quick day 14 update. We're at the Carter Notch Hut. During caretaker service, right before she left, she made a fresh pot of coffee, French press, it's awesome. Airing out the feet and looking out far out to see how far we're gonna get today. Also looking at an old logbook from prior entries, from prior Diartissimas and hut traverses and things like that. That's kind of fun. So gonna hang out here another 10-15 minutes and then get moving. It's pretty dreary out there, and stay warm if you keep moving. So on the way in we couldn't see anything, and it's blown out now on the way out. That's how quick things change up here. Pretty cool. Big climb coming. Here we go. All right, still climbing up Carter Dome. Definitely has been a tricky layering day. We got some more wind. I got the windbreaker back on, and then the wind kind of died, so I'm kind of like right on the borderline of getting a bit too sweaty. But I think as we gain more elevation, I'm gonna feel that wind again, so I'm gonna leave it on for now and keep monitoring. But it's just one of those days where you got to keep adjusting your layers. No blue blazing today, even though I doubt we're gonna see anything up here. Mountain height, it's not an official 4,000 footer, but it has one of the best views in the Whites. So who knows, maybe we'll get lucky, maybe we'll see something, but we're gonna stay on the White Blazes, go up and over. Okay, so we're at the trail junction for Carter Mariah. The M shelter is just shy of 5 miles. I'm only averaging about a mile an hour in this terrain. I don't think that's gonna change too much or get too much faster, so I'm not gonna make it there today. It's like 1:30, so there should be some good water flowing after the planks here. I'm probably gonna water up here because there is no reliable water source pretty much until the shelter. There could be some with the rain, but I can't risk it. I probably still have plenty in my hydration bladder, so I'll just fill up the Smart Waters, and whatever I don't use, if there's any left over, I'll filter that and throw it in the bladder in the morning. That's the plan right now. Looking at possibly camping somewhere around Middle Carter or North Carter, but that descent down North Carter is a tricky one, and I think I'd rather do that on fresh legs. So first things first, we gotta find some water. Wish me luck. All right, you can see this small stream running, and this is scoopable with my cup. So it beats carrying 3 liters all the way up from the hut. So it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It'll do. All right, so we scooped up 3 liters of water, and actually water is really good. I thought it might be tannic. As we head further north all the way to like Mount Moriah, all the water sources go from yellowish to brownish, very tannic water. This water is good, so we'll take that thumbs up. Gonna have a little snack, get a little energy for the last push for the day, see how far we can get. Check in later. Well, I took a look behind me and Mount Height is out of the clouds for the moment. A tiny bit of blue over there. We'll take it. All right, we got a little outlook from South Carter. There's Height and Carter Dome where we were. All right, there's Middle Carter. That's where we're headed. The pointy, I'm trying to get a decent view of it. Might not be possible, but that's where we're going. Just met 3 young dudes doing a little 4-nighter loop. Very cool. They're enjoying it out here. Love to see it. Haven't seen a lot of folks today, so it's good to see a few friendly faces. We'll check in later. All right, I feel like we're at the saddle between South Carter and Middle Carter. There's a nice camp spot here, but just about a mile further near the summit of Middle Carter, there's camping. So I'm gonna push on for that, and that'll probably be it for the day. It'll be like a solid 8 hours. So delayering, surprisingly, and we'll see how long that lasts. Whew. There's the summit of Middle Carter. That's where we're headed to camp. The views have opened up a little bit. Very cool. Getting closer. There are the northern prezzies, mostly in the clouds. All right, the summit is about 500 feet that way. And here's home sweet home for the night. All right, day 14, recap, Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. It's almost 4 in the afternoon. We're camped just slightly above 4,500 feet. So it's probably gonna be a cold one tonight. The thermometer, when I headed outside, it was registering 39 degrees. So it didn't feel like that while hiking, but as soon as you stop, it definitely chills down. So gonna get some hot beverages going. There was no other viable water source from where I scooped up water to here, so I'm glad I got it when I did, because I would have had to go another couple of miles at least to get water and have a campsite, and probably went about a mile an hour, so that wouldn't be good. It would be getting dark and colder and windier. So the skies did open up a little bit at the end of the day. That was nice. Got to see some little bit of views. The nice thing also about today is that the climbing later in the afternoon wasn't as steep, so I'm not all sweaty like I was yesterday at the end of the day, beginning the ascent up the Wildcat range. So that's good. Great day up here. I did want to get a little bit further today, so that's just the way it goes. You know, that section going down North Carter, which will be in the morning tomorrow, can be, you really got to be on your toes for that section. There's some really spicy spots to go down, to down climb. So I'd rather do that when I'm fresh anyway, and then trying to knock it out at the end of the day, carrying a heavier pack with more water. So I know I made the right call. I'll have to look. I'm sure I didn't get 10 miles in today, but 8 or 9, good enough. And yeah, it's cool just being in a different spot than I expected to be camping. That's about it, I think, for today. It was a good day out here, even though the weather really, at least it didn't rain. So we're sheltered from the wind if the wind picks up, and I'm sure it'll be a frosty one in the morning to break down camp. So stay tuned for that. For the beginning of our 3rd week on the trail, it'll be our 3rd Thursday tomorrow to start day 15. See you there. I'm back. So one other thing that's interesting, because I don't have a lot of, I mean, I'm fine with water, but I don't have the usual amount that I would like to have. I went through all my freeze-dried meals, and I'm gonna treat myself to a peak refuel. But the good thing about this one in particular is it only takes 3/4 cups of water, where a lot of them take 2 full cups. So that's gonna save me on water that I can filter tomorrow morning into my hydration bladder. So I'll have plenty of water. I probably won't even have to stop and fill my hydration bladder. So that's good news. And of course, because things are so cold now, just like early spring, doing a diuretisma, my Sawyer squeeze is going in the sleeping bag at night, and my propane tank is going in the sleeping bag at night. It just boils a lot. When the propane gets cold, it takes a lot longer to boil water. So those are just little tips and tricks from a trial and error that works for me. So still getting organized, getting tomorrow's bag ready of goodies, what I'll be having on the trail. I don't think there's going to be any more opportunity to buy anything anywhere because I was carrying like cash in my top pouch. But yeah, I think that's it. We just passed the last hut and I don't think there's anything else on the way. So, but we're in good shape with supplies, really good shape. Have to look at the maps and see where we are mileage wise, and see where we might end up tomorrow. I was able to get a weather forecast at some point on one of the summits somewhere, and it looks like more of the same type of weather tomorrow, which is fine. As long as it's threatening rain but not raining, or raining very little, is music to my ears. We'll take it. We had such great weather on Franconia Ridge and even on the Northern Prezzies. I can't complain about. I'd rather have the overcast, rainy days now when we're in tree line. So that's fine. That's the end of the recap. There'll be no more recaps unless something crazy happens. See you in the morning.